Good evening. Welcome to this edition of the 411 Talk Zone radio show. My name is Leon Jones. Tonight's topic, new FHA loan limits may help you buy a home. New FHA loan limits may help you buy a home. And just before Thanksgiving, the Federal Housing Finance Agency released the confirming loan limits to change for 2017. The change resulted in higher loan limits beginning in January for many counties across the country. Now, the FHA has now followed suit. Here's what you want to know about the FHA loan limit changes. The Federal Housing Administration is insuring loans for people looking to purchase a home or refinance a home with little equity. The program insures up to the maximum loan limit in the county in which the property is located. We could use Sonoma County, California as an example. The maximum loan for 2016 was $554,600. Now that number in 2017 is rising up to $595,600. Now, if you look at the numbers, that represents a change for people looking to purchase a home with good income, sufficient credit, and a healthy debt-to-income ratio who are otherwise tight on cash to close. Now, this applies to a home buyer by allowing them to purchase up to $615,000 in the county of Sonoma with just 3.5% down. Now, this change also represents a bigger borrowing power in nearly every county across the United States of America. Now, the fact that both FHA and the confirming loan balances are now higher in nearly every county nationwide represents a growing trend of a more exuberant economy. Higher loan balance limits can mean the difference between renting and owning for many. Now, this is particularly beneficial because the FHA loan, while allowing a low down payment, is very flexible in unique or difficult circumstance consumers are faced with. Now, here are some of the things that are included with the changes. You need to have a debt-to-income ratio of about 55%. If you're going to get a loan up to $420,000, your credit rating needs to be at least a 580. If you're going to exceed $424,000, your credit score has to be 640. Now, I did a video on credit not too long ago, and when I mean credit, the FICO scores now, 580 and 640 are in a bit of poor to fair range. So you have to look at that when you have a bad FICO score. Things come into play. How many accounts do you have open? What do you have revolving? What kind of inquiries have hit your credit report? And what is your debt-to-income ratio? And big thing that you need to know with the FICO scores, what is your income? How long have you been on your job? How long have you been at your address? If you're going to get this maximum loan amount, you still have to have decent credit. So waiting time on previous short sale is 3 years. Waiting time on previous foreclosure is also 3 years. Waiting time on previous Chapter 7 bankruptcy, 2 years. And this will allow a borrower to refinance a second mortgage up to 96.5% loan to value. 96.5% loan to value. So if you're looking to purchase a home in 2017, an FHA loan could be a favorable vehicle to help you get there. Now, an experienced mortgage lender who specializes in FHA loans may be the best place to start looking. Now, here's what you got to do, though. Must keep in mind, before beginning the lending process or even you start looking for a home, it's a good idea, again, at credit, you got to check your credit scores to see where they stand. It will let you know exactly how much you will be able to qualify for when you're trying to take out a loan to purchase a house. Also, it's a good time to pull your credit reports to ensure that there aren't any mistakes. Any mistakes could hurt your ability to get the best loan terms, and we're talking about percentage rates. So you can get 2 free credit scores updated every 14 days at credit.com. Now, that being said, credit, again, is very, very important. And I don't know how many times that I can go through the notions of presenting this topic. It's like a college course. If you don't do well in the previous courses that you took in college, and then you go to the next course that's requiring a prereq by utilizing the first course that you didn't do well in, it's going to hamper you in the second course. In other words, you will see credit again when we talk about any type of financing. Now, going back to the scores that I just talked about, 580 and 640 are relatively low. And I know it's an FHA loan, but if you go back to 2008, you had lenders lending out money to people with low credit scores. They could not pay the loan back, the house foreclosed, and what else happened? We didn't have a housing boom, we had a housing bomb. And this is what set us into the recession. And it's been a long time coming. There are still a lot of foreclosed houses on the market. And even when you sell your house, you're not getting the market value that you once did. So I urge each and every one of you, if you are going to do any financing, not just check your credit, look at your income. See how long you've been on a job. I have to repeat that because what goes into your credit scores is not just you having the ability to make payments on time. You must be able to show that you have been on your job for at least, I'm going to say, 2 or more years. Your address, at least 2 or more years. You also have to make sure that you update your credit report. And what I mean update, I should have said review your credit report. You get 1 free credit report a year. Understand what FICO scores mean. In fact, I did a video. You can go back and look at that video. I've explained it very thoroughly because you have to be careful with any types of loans because loans are of the installment basis. And when you get a loan, you want to get the lowest interest rate because the more interest you pay, that means you are at a high risk. When it comes to a home, here's something else you have to understand as well. How long is it going to take you to pay that loan back? You put down 3.5%, it could take you 30 or more years to pay that loan back. I know it's great to own a house, and I'm not trying to discourage anyone from owning a house. Certainly, there's more equity in owning a house than renting. However, if you're in your 40s and 50s, you might not be alive long enough to make sure that house is paid for. And not only do you have to pay the house off or make payments on the house while you are still living in that house because you have a loan, you also have to pay taxes on that house. And you could own the house, but you never own the property that that house is on because you're constantly making property tax payments. And I did taxes yesterday, and that's one tax that never goes away. You pay school tax in some of the states as well, like Pennsylvania, because you have 500 or 617 school districts. So you have to think of that other aspect before you take out a loan, because what I'm giving you, it sounds good. But when you go into the nuts and bolts, you have to do some evaluating. Buying a home, yes, to make sure that your home is going to be something that is going to be comfortable for you and your family. How much space do you need? Who's going to inspect your home? what realtor or mortgage lender you're going to deal with. You have a lot of shady people in the real estate industry. So I'm giving you this feedback because, okay, I rent and I choose to rent. I could have owned a home. But we are a transient society. So do you have the income, the credit, the debt to income ratio, the length of your job, the length at your current address to even qualify with a loan? And if you want the FHA program, sounds good. But make sure you check all of your possible constraints before you apply for a loan. Because in the end, processing paperwork takes a long time. And if you're going to wait a long time, you could be disappointed. And that's why I urge anyone who's looking for a home, keep track of your credit. It's very important. Because without good credit, you're not going to be able to get anything at a low interest rate. You'll always be a credit risk, particularly if you have a Chapter 7 bankruptcy on your credit report and it hasn't been removed, because it takes 10 years for a Chapter 7 bankruptcy to go off your credit report. You have to make sure as an individual that you contact the credit bureaus to have it removed, because 7 years could go away and your credit or FICO score is still low. So, I know I rambled on about credit scores, but again, that's a prerequisite to financing any property or car. So let me know what you think about this video. And that's it for this edition of the 411 Talk Zone radio show for today, Monday, January 16th, 2017. And happy birthday to Dr. Martin Luther King. You can tune in to the 401 Talk Zone radio show every Monday from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. on Blog Talk Radio. Guest call-in number is 215-383-5785. And if you like my videos, please share and subscribe to the 401 Talk Zone radio show so I can continue to give you quality information for educational purposes from a professional and mature perspective. Now, on this channel, we like to have dialogue, not debate or deal with controversial or emotional issues. Nor do we participate in drama and unnecessary bickering. Now, on this channel, we educate our audience with tools that they can use for business, education, and careers, and it can help them make good decisions in your everyday life, because I take the theory and I show you how to apply it as you have to contend with life's challenges. And remember, your life should be treated as a business, because it's much easier for you to stay on top of everything, such as your finances and your education and your job and all the other matters such as family. So on this channel, we keep everything realistic but positive. Just remember, knowledge is power. And if you have a business or a topic that you would like for me to discuss on Blog Talk Radio or YouTube, just email me at lej6521@gmail.com. And if you have a comment, I like comments. Please put your comments in the comment section under the video. Make sure that your comments are pithy. No bloviating, pettifogging, or filibustering if you wish to opine. That's it for this video. Till next time, my name is Leon Jones. Remember, please be gentle and respectful to each other, and have a wonderful and blessed night. Good night.